Hi, this is Margo. This is Tuesday afternoon, July the 16th, 2019, 6:28 p.m. Pacific Time, United States of America. So we're going to look at Sam Carana's latest blog post that was put up today, and it's quite sobering. And once you see this, you're going to know the end is very near. And then we're going to look at comments. We've got a couple of comments that came in yesterday. We're going to look at those, and then we're going to look at earthquakes. And if anyone would like to join my Subscribe page for $5 a month, I go into greater detail in my analysis almost on a daily basis for my Subscribe members, and whenever methane data comes up, I shows that and do a little daily update with other things that are going on with sulfur dioxide or whatever, and usually include a Bible reading too, so that we're also having a spiritual focus. And these videos are available to my members on Subscribe, and then after everything has been up for about a month, then I archive it over to my website, margoshealingcorner.com. So you're more than welcome to look at the website and see what all has been posted, public and private posts. But if you want to get it right now and see the latest of what's going on, if you'd like to support my work, because I don't make any money from posting on YouTube or doing any of this, it's only $5 a month, and that pays for the platform. So, and I'm able to go into greater detail and talk more freely in about topics that I do not feel free to discuss here on YouTube. So, but the end is near, so everyone needs to get prayed up. So this is from arctic-news.blogspot.com for Tuesday, July the 16th. And this is Sam Carana's blog posts. And she, someone said it was a she. I don't know. I have never spoken with Sam Carana, so I don't know. So I'm just going to say Sam has been doing the blog for many years. It's a wealth of information back to 2011 with all kinds of data and scientific research and stuff like that. So if you want to look back and find details and things, you can find it on this blog. So this is entitled Most Important Message Ever. This is the most important message ever posted. Please share it widely and add your comments. Click on share in the box underneath this post. So this is my version of sharing. A catastrophe of unimaginable proportions is unfolding. Life is disappearing from Earth, and runaway heating could destroy all life. At 5 degrees C heating, most life on Earth will have disappeared. When looking only at near-term human extinction, 3 degrees C will likely suffice. Study after study is showing the size of the threat, yet many people seem out to hide what we're facing. The image below shows two trends, a long-term trend in blue and a short-term trend in red that better reflects El Niño peaks. So that was from an earlier post that Sam did, asking how much time abrupt warming. When will we die? When was that one? That was back in June. That was the one that's asking when will we die. So if you look at this image, here we are at 2019. Now the blue trend is where it goes up to 5C by 2026, and in the red trend, it will go up to 3C in the middle, or maybe by May of 2020 is what that's showing. And so 3C, humans are not going to be able to live. Period. It's not going to happen because it'll just get too hot. Okay, so here the article continues. The image confirms an earlier analysis that it could be 1.85 degrees Celsius or 3.33 degrees Fahrenheit hotter in 2019 than in 1750. When looking at how much hotter June 2019 was compared to the annual global mean 1980 to 2015, it was 2.08 degrees Celsius or 3.74 degrees Fahrenheit hotter, as the image below shows. So I read one article, I think they said that June was the hottest month on record ever, and now they're saying, and here it is, June is the hottest month on record ever, right up here. And they're saying that July will be the hottest month on record ever as well. So, remember the 2015 Paris Agreement, when politicians pledged to act on the threat of climate change, including by holding the increase in the global average temperature to well below 2 degrees C above pre-industrial levels. Well, we've already gone past that. The image at the top also shows that a rapid temperature rise could take place soon. The 2 degrees C or 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit guardrail should be crossed soon, i.e. in 2020, when looking the long-term trend in blue based on 1880 to June 2019 data, or in 2019 if the current El Nino strengthens, red trend based on 2011 to June 2019 data. Furthermore, while the long-term trend points at a 3 degrees C or 5.4 degrees Fahrenheit rise by 2026, a 3 degrees C rise could eventuate as early as in 2020 in case of a persistently strengthening El Nino. This could cause a rapid decline of the snow and ice cover around the globe, in turn making that less sunlight gets reflected back into space. Changes to the jet stream could also contribute to further strengthening of storms, which threatens to push large amounts of hot salty water into the Arctic Ocean, triggering eruptions of more and more seafloor methane. To be continued soon. Please return to this post. So that's the beginning of the post. And then here's a link to a recent interview Guy McPherson did at News Hub in New Zealand. He's visiting down there right now. And Guy he's just very professional when he interviews, and is very patient with repeating all the data even when the interviewers don't really know what they're talking about. But he just, there you go. So in light of this, and I did a post, his Facebook post. Let's go to my Subscribe Start page. So here's Sam Carana's post from Facebook. June 2019 was 2.08 degrees C above 1980 to 2015. And thus even more above the pre-industrial, because the pre-industrial, so we can add to that. So anyway, it's bad. And Robin Westenra just did a short video showing the Arctic sea ice, and it's awful. And he and I are planning to do a show together. We're going to record it, and then I'll upload it to YouTube. But we're going to be looking at sea ice and methane and a whole bunch of stuff, and just be showing everybody the current state of things. So in light of this, I just don't think we have much longer, so it's time to get your spiritual house in order. Seriously. And my throat is giving out. I apologize. It's just the way it is. And now I have a couple of comments I want to read from my space weather video from last night. Hold on. Space weather and earthquakes. This was from Donald G. David Jr. Thank you for taking the time to do the research that you do. I find your voice to be very calming as you report on some very troubling topics in these end times. I've seen view numbers get changed on other sites as well. You currently on my screen have 58 views with 2.1 thousand subscribers. I believe that very evil, powerful people are engineering these end times, thinking they are making the world a better place for themselves. They don't care how many people have to go without, as long as they believe that what they are doing is good for themselves, and they, the evil, powerful, can live in the illusion that life for them will only get better. They are all in for a very rude awakening when the unknown time and day arrives. May God always be in your heart and guide you through your research and reporting. You mean a lot to me, so you are always in my prayers. That really touched me, Donald. Thank you. That touched my heart to read that comment. And yeah, and the evil ones are in power. And as I read more and more in the Bible, it just repeats. It's the same, and there are mockers and scoffers, and the evil ones have been in power all along. And but it's not about making our place here, because my home is not here. My home is far away, in the heavens, and I'm here on a spiritual mission. I'm not here to make a big name for myself, or have a lot of money or possessions, or have success in the world the way they see success. And no matter how hard I tried and whatever I did, I was never recognized and never a success in their eyes. But and it took me many years to come to the realization that it's not about that. It's about the spiritual journey and the spiritual unfolding, and to realize that time is up, and the day or the hour, no one knows, but it's soon. It's soon. And everyone needs to get right with God and Jesus right now. Because it's I'm telling you, it is soon. And then, so thank you, Donald, for leaving that comment and for being here. And then Todd Garfield says, Margo, concerning the quake data in California, I'm sure everyone noticed the trend that the movement was and is from northwest to southeast, or the perspective of 11 and 5 o'clock. We also saw a line that extended west-southwest 7 o'clock, but what I've noticed is a trend now moving east-northeast into Nevada over the last 3 days. They seem to be connecting this California quake swarm with those handful of rare noticeable USGS reported magnitude 4s in Nevada over the last 3 months. I suspect there is a very large shift in a magma plume under the entire region. Todd, exactly. That's exactly right. And I've heard that this magma, like from Yellowstone, is much bigger, and it includes much larger area, and so this magma is moving in these chambers. And when we zoom in, I was just looking at this last night. Well, it's making its way over. So what he's talking about is this 11 to 5 o'clock here. That's the first line. And then there's another line going down to 7 o'clock. But now there's also, it's moving east. See how this is moving east? And if we turn on, watch this. If my computer can do it. 7 days, all magnitudes. Watch this. Alright. Now you can see the trend. See? So this is all magnitudes in the last 7 days, and it's like it's connecting, and there's a big cluster here. Now this is where the Area 51 is, and then this is up at Pioche where those 4s were, and so it's a whole line that moves all the way across. See? And then they were talking about this Garlock fault coming across and connecting to the San Andreas fault too. So we're seeing they can connect there, but I'm looking here, like what Todd is saying, it's connecting all the way across there. So that's very observant, Todd, so thank you for that comment, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you. So there's that. So now, I'm going to close those out. So we're going to look at earthquakes now. First of all, here's the screenshot from this morning of the event area. I took this at 9:12 a.m. This is day 12 since it all started on July the 4th. And so worldwide there were 883 earthquakes of all magnitudes worldwide. And in this area we're showing 727. So we're seeing about the same number as yesterday. And the lowest we saw was 2 days ago. It was down to 695 on the 14th at 9:20 in the morning. And there were 910 earthquakes worldwide. So it's kind of holding, in that range. But I think, so where are we right now? In this event area, we're showing 679, and this morning it was 729. So it's gone down about 50, and worldwide it's 865. So it's gone down about 20 since this morning, 883. So it just fluctuates. It's still in the range. It's still very high. It's still very, very high. So let's get into this earthquake report. And I'm tired because I've been out, and my voice is hoarse, and so I don't want to do a whole long report. And I've already done another show and uploaded that for my members on Subscribestar. And I'm going to be doing the special broadcast or show with Robin tomorrow, and then I'll upload that on YouTube. We're not going to live stream. I thought about live streaming, but I need to keep it short because Robin and I, our health is not good. We don't have much energy, and we have to really focus in and do the recording and not dilly-dally. And I can't be watching a chat room and answering questions, and I'm sorry, I would like to, but I've got to get the information out. So that's what we're going to do. We'll record it and then put it over on YouTube. And then we're going to do them periodically during this melt season. I'm not sure how often, but I don't know. We could be gone in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't hold me to that. I'm just saying. Alright, so looking at USGS, we have all magnitudes. For the last 24 hours, we're showing 867 earthquakes worldwide. Of those, 62 are 2.5 magnitude or higher. Now, if we look in the event area, and we've had some larger ones in California today. I'll go over that in a minute. So 41 of these 62 are in the event area of these 2.5 magnitude or higher. So let's see what's about to come off the map. These are all down at Coso. All of these, the oldest ones are down here in the event area, like this 3.0 that came in at 7:35 last night, and so forth. So that's the oldest, 7:35. Oh, we'll be done. We'll be done recording this show by then. And the fault lines, the red lines are not showing up when I zoom in, and there's just, I don't know what's going on with USGS. I just don't know. And oh, I have some pictures to show. I took some screenshots today of some earthquakes that I didn't know if they were going to be up or not. So here was from this happened at midnight or 12:34 this morning. There was a 2.4 earthquake at Magalia, California. This is northeast of Chico and just north of Oroville. And remember, we talked about earthquakes happening at Oroville and how all these reservoirs have dams and they're full. They're still full. I mean, they've been coming down some, but they're still basically full. And whatever problems were at any of these dams, you know, they still have problems. But look at all these earthquakes up here in Northern California. So I wanted to get these screenshot, you know, before these, they take these off. They take them off. And so there's that one. And there was a 2.0 down at Anderson, just southwest of Redding. This one came in at 10:56 last night. And here's a 1.7 at Mineral, and this is up by Mount Lassen. This came in at 5:07 this morning. I've got some sulfur dioxide in here too. I'll be talking, I'm not ready to talk about the sulfur dioxide, but this is just in my pictures that I take every day. But this is showing, this is the Pacific view. This is from CAMS. This is from today, the sulfur dioxide. I'm not ready to talk about it, but you can just see. But I have a theory. I have a theory about it. And I have to work it out a little bit more before I'm able to talk about my theory of why is still red up there like that. Here it is from the North Pole view. And there it is from the global view. This is what it looks like today. So I'll be talking about this in the future, in the near future, but not right now. I'm not ready to. So here's this, here's a screenshot of these. I wanted to get these two because these two that showed up near Petrolia, they were not on the map when I did my report last night. And then they put them on after I did the report. And this one is, where is this one? Fortuna? Was this is, anyway, these two were not on the map. And then they put them on the map, and then they took them off. Like this 1.6 Fortuna, I think it's this one. That one happened at 7:47 yesterday morning, so it should have been on the map. But they put it on the map after I did my show last night. So they're playing games. And then here was another, like a 1.5 or something at Petrolia. Here's another screenshot. This is just to see, looking at, I wanted to make sure I got this one. You're Redding, and showing Pyramid Lake, and then up here, and then coming across That's almost a straight line, and then these two. This was right after my show last night. And then I forgot to report on this one in Baja from last night. I didn't show it. It was on there, but there was a 1.7 near Ensenada, Baja at 5:23 yesterday morning. So I thought I'd screenshot that. And we're back to our picture from today. So those are all the screenshots I've saved for today. So let's get going. See, they're still coming in here. Something big is about to happen. It has to do with all the tectonic plates moving. Seriously, there's movement going on up here, over here, over here, and it's very serious movement. And when it all goes, everything's going to go at once. Everything is going to go at once. Is what I'm what I think. Hold on. And if it does, if everything goes at once, it's lights out for the whole world, the whole planet. Seriously, it's gonna be unbelievable. It's gonna be bigger than anything people thought. So, but I'm not quite ready to talk about it and show you what I'm coming up with. Alright, so here in South America, we've got a 4.5 near San Antonio de los Cobras, Argentina. This came in at 1:31 this afternoon, 195 kilometers deep. Then there's a 2.9 near Talcahuano, Chile at 8:19 last night. It's on the coastline there. And coming across the Pacific, here's a 4.5 south of the Fiji Islands at 5:36 this morning. Very deep, 532 kilometers deep, and this will make the tectonic plates move around the planet. Next, here in between this little island and this one, we've got a 4.6 near Finschhof in Papua New Guinea at 12:51 this afternoon. Next, we've got, this is on land, 4.7 at Laiwui, Indonesia at 9:45 this morning. Now, we saw a whole bunch of earthquakes over here yesterday. Next, here's a 5.6 near Maritzo Village, Guam at 3:03 this afternoon. So, these times I'm telling you are Pacific time, because that's my time zone. Here's a 4.5 in the Izu Islands of Japan region at 9:26 this morning. Here's a 4.6 near Nami, Japan, just off the coast at 8:25 this morning. So we saw all those, and then coming around, we've got 4.6 near Khyber-Khan, Kyrgyzstan. This came in at 3:45 this morning. And we've got two stacked up here. 4.5 at Kusefid, Iran at 9:21 this morning. And a 4.3 at the same place at 11:15 this morning. And coming on down, we've got a 4.7 at the Owen fracture zone at 4:49 this afternoon. So that's the international earthquakes. Now let's go to all magnitudes and go to Hawaii. We've only got 3 here today. We've got a 1.0. That says Pahala, but it's up here, way up here. A 2.2 Pahala, that's in the ocean, and a 2.2 Pahala right there on the coast. So that's kind of in a straight line. Nothing at Kilauea today. Now that's a little suspicious to see. You know, those are not very big either, so not much movement at Hawaii today. Mexico's clear, and Central America. Here in the Caribbean, we've got 5 here today. That's a downtick. 3.1, 1.6, 3.0, 1.5, and 1.7. So that's definitely a downtick. So now let's move on up to Alaska. Hold on. I saw they took one off the map. I should have taken a picture of this. There was one up here, right up here in Canada earlier today, and I did not screenshot it, and now it's gone. Let's see if it's on maybe EMSC. Nope, it's not on EMSC. It would have been right up here. Let's see. I doubt if it's on Volcano Discovery, but we'll see. I know I saw it. I was like, what is that doing there? Nope, it would have been right up there. I can't remember how big it was. It wasn't very big, but it was definitely up there. It was right up here, and it said Canada. No, it was right up here. Anyway, that's what I get. I should have screenshotted it. Should have gotten a picture. Okay, we're showing 60 here today in Alaska. That's, anyway. Of those, 4 are 2.5 magnitude or higher. Here's a 2.6 at Valdez, 2.7 Chernabura Island, 3.6 Koktovik, and a 2.5 Cape Yakataga. Okay, now we'll go to all magnitudes. And that's the Chernabura Island. That's the 2.7. So let's zoom in and see what's going on. Oh, too close. So we got them coming up at this Cook Inlet. Here's some in the little armpit over here. That's a 2.5. Here's a 1.6, 1.7. So these are not very big, and there's not very many. So it's slowed down here, it looks like. This is near Redoubt. Here's a 2.4 Redoubt volcano. So we're seeing a lot of activity around Redoubt and Old Iliamna still. Here's Anchorage. Now I think these old volcanoes can come back to life, and I think they are coming back to life as the magma is coming up. I think there's a lot of magma coming up to the surface now. Here's a 2.3 at Y. Here's a 2.3 at Cantwell. Here's Fairbanks. Here's a 1.4 at Badger. So here's Kobuk. We've only got 3 here at Kobuk today. That 1.6 is, we've got a 1.6 right there. That's the largest one. And here in northern Alaska, we've got 12. So, that 2.2, here's a 2.3, and we saw a 3.6. That's really getting up there. That's getting up there. We normally don't see them that high up here, and the rest are under 1, it looks like. So they're clustering up here. Now coming down into the lower 48, including there's a 2.2 magnitude explosion near Princeton, Canada. That's not a very good idea. I just don't think that's a very good idea. Anyway, in the lower 48, we're showing 780 today. So let's get our calculator. 780 minus 678 at the event area. 678, 102. So minus this area, we've got 102 to look at. Okay, we're going to start over here. This is in the New Madrid hazard zone in Missouri. A 1.5 at Lilburn at 2:53 this morning. We've got 3 in Oklahoma, so that's a downtick. 2.1 at Quinton, 1.6 Helena, and a 1.9 at Medford. Coming on across, Arizona's clear. Utah, we're seeing 1 at Utah, 0.8 at Providence. Now in Yellowstone area, let's see what we've got. Oh, we've got a quarry blast. That bothers me. So I'm going to count this Utah one as part of Yellowstone. So we've got 8 here today. Here's 1.6 quarry blast at Butte, Montana at 12:02 this afternoon. Right on schedule. Right on schedule. So 0.9 Manhattan, 2.8 Manhattan, 0.5 West Yellowstone, 1.4 Soda Springs, 1.4 Lincoln, And we got the Providence, Utah, and a 1.8 Manhattan. So the biggest one was this 2.8. So that's getting up there, but it's not very much activity actually. Now see, when I zoom in, the red line goes away. Now here's the red line. It picks up here. They don't want people seeing this Juan de Fuca plate, but we know what the outline is. We know what it is, and it's this line that comes down here, and it comes in zigzags, and then here is the Cascadia subduction zone, and there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of shows coming out talking about how this is ready to go, and I believe it is, and I believe it's part of when everything goes, this is going to go, and it's soon. But they don't want us seeing exactly where these plate lines are when we do the reporting. But, you know, if you go back, if you've been watching my videos, I show these all the time. So now it's gone. But we know where it is. So that's okay. So in the Pacific Northwest, we have 8 earthquakes here today. But three of them are explosions. We've got a 1.1 explosion near Mount St. Helens. It says Amboy. It happened at 3:04 this afternoon. It kind of makes you wonder if they're trying to make everything go with all these explosions right next to volcanoes and all this. That's just not very bright. Here's a 1.7 explosion near Bay City at 11:40 this morning. And here's that 2.2 explosion near Princeton, Canada at 2:13 this afternoon. Now that had to be huge to cause a 2.2 magnitude type earthquake. And we've got a 0.2 earthquake at Mount St. Helens. Right in the crater. See, right in it. And then we've got 4 earthquakes right up here where they've been happening up near Seattle. And we've got a 2.4, 1.7, 0.9, and 0.8. So that's still moving. And I've got the tremor map ready. And for yesterday, they're showing 76 tremors from yesterday. We're showing they're all around this Vancouver Island area, and I want to zoom in a little bit. Well, not that much. Let's see. Here we go. So we've got them here near this, I forget the name of this inlet here. We've got them here on the north, kind of above the middle part of the island, going straight across, and here on the northern part. And notice how they're coming out into the ocean. So I'm going to show you something else. I said that my pictures open with. see this? You see this dark sulfur dioxide? It's being released in the ocean right next to Vancouver Island. This is a new release. This is not from the built-up sulfur dioxide. And this over here is a new release. And this up here, there's a new release up here. So, something to think about. When you go to surface level on cams, you can see it. So right up in here we're having sulfur dioxide releasing. So this is where the plate line comes down. We can't see it when we're zoomed in close like this, but you can see it here. You can see it on this map, see? And this is, it's right there. This is the Juan de Fuca plate, and this is the Cascadia subduction zone. And this is the Pacific plate. So seeing new sulfur dioxide releasing here is showing to me that it's plate movement and it's stuff coming up. Sulfur dioxide is being released because there's a gap as the plates move. And, you know, we've been seeing release for weeks now. Weeks. But I think I'm going to do a separate video about all that. But anyway, it's just a sign that the plates are moving and that time is very short. Time is so short. Alright, so here we are in Northern California. I already showed what I took screenshots of. Some of these might be here, some of these might not be here. So we're going to start with these three, and these are right at the fulcrum point where the Juan de Fuca plate comes down. See, right here, and meets with the San Andreas fault line. So we've got a 1.8 that came in at 12:34 this afternoon, Petrolia, a 1.7 at Ferndale at 2:40 this afternoon, and a 1.8 at Bayside at 12:57 this afternoon. So these all came in this afternoon. Next, we've got huge movement. This is a lot of movement for Northern California. So this is that 2.0 near Anderson, southwest of Redding. This came in at 8:56 last night. Here's one to the east of Redding, and 1.7 near Millville at 3:47 this morning. Now this is directly south of Lake Shasta. See, here's Lake Shasta, and there is a dam there. Then we've got, how many do we have here? We've got 3 at Mineral, right next to Lassen, Mount Lassen. This is the Lassen volcano area. This is Mount Lassen. So this is in that area. We've got a 0.2, 0.2, and a 1.6. So that's getting up there. That 1.6 came in at 5:07 this morning. So 3 right there. Then here's this one in the Chico area, 2.4. Now that's high. That's getting up there. Near Magalia at 12:34 this morning. And if we zoom in, see it's just north of the Oroville Lake. Right here is Lake Oroville. The dam is right here. Here is the town of Oroville. Here's Chico. Here's Paradise. There's Magalia. This is Lake Almanor. that's full of water too, has a dam. So we've got earthquakes up here, one down here. We've got earthquakes up around Lake Shasta. It's something's gonna blow real soon. Okay, coming over into the Reno area, we've got 2 at Truckee and minus 0.3 and a 0.5, so these are small. Northern Nevada is clear. Then down here at Hawthorne, we've got a cluster. Counting, but it's almost like this wants to move over from Mammoth, but we'll just get Mammoth off the map. So we've got 8 here, including this 0.6. They're calling that at Mammoth. So 7 at Hawthorne, and these are small, but still movement here. Then on the west side, we've got a 0.8 at Pioche and a 0.4 at Pioche. And then we've got a few down here in southern Nevada. We've got 7 here. Well, minus that one. So 6 down here at Beatty and Pahrump. And 0.5 is the largest here at Pahrump. Now let's look at Mammoth. We've got 6, well, counting that one, 7 at Mammoth, 1.0 it looks like is the highest, so those are small. So that's not that active right now. Now coming back up to Norton. Let me see where I am. I don't want to get lost. Here's a 1.4 Lake Pillsbury. Here's a 1.5 at Angwin, which is south of the geysers. At the geysers, we have 26 here today, so that's lower than what we have been seeing. So there's a 2.1. Looks like that's the highest one. Now the big news is down here. This is Livermore. You know, they've got all kinds of top secret stuff there, including a hadron collider. So it's not comforting to see all these earthquakes right there. We had a 4.3 here. They're calling all these near Byron. This happened at 1:11 this afternoon. Now, isn't that interesting? 1:11 Pacific time. And this is July 16th, 2019. 12.4 kilometers deep, a 4.3. And then there was a 1.4 at 1:14. So that was 3 minutes later. And then a 3.2 at 1:24. And then a 2.2 at 2:03. Nothing since then, but we'll be watching this area to see if anything else happens. These are right next to Los Vaqueros Reservoir. I don't know anything about this reservoir, how full it is, if things could flood. I know nothing. But here's Livermore. And let's see if People are talking about that 4.3. When did that happen? Okay, 111. Let's see if it's over here. Not that easy to find. Oh, here, okay. 5.1. Oh, New Zealand, Fiji. We saw that. Let's put in a search for Livermore. See if it shows up. Oh, Byron. It was, what was it? Byron, I think. It'll show it by the name, not Livermore. Here it is. It's right here. So that's how you can find an earthquake. If you know the reporting station, you can just type it in. So they're calling this a light magnitude 4.3, 12 kilometers west-southwest of Byron, California on Tuesday, July 16th, 6 hours ago. Here they're calling it a 4.4. What they call it over here? 4.3. Okay. So that jives. Nearest volcano, Clear Lake, 155 kilometers away. This earthquake was equivalent to 42.5 tons of TNT. Look at all these reports of I felt it, I felt it, I felt it. Wow. Amazing. Well, you know, you have it in a major metropolis like this, and people are going to report it. Here's from Cherryland neighborhood, Haywood, California. Light shaking. Here's the comment. My German Shepherd was behaving strangely since the morning, barking for no reason and acting afraid with boo-boo eyes when I checked him. When the quake hit, it was very short. The house shook back and forth like side to side, 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, and that was it. Wow. See, the animals know. The animals know. Here's Vernalis, California. Moderate shaking. I was indoors. This earthquake felt different than most I felt in that it sort of had a jerky roll. Usually it seems to me that they are either jerky or they roll. This was both. Here's one. They were 139 kilometers from the epicenter. Light shaking only lasted 3 or 4 seconds, but was enough to make the house rattle, and the rumble was unmistakable. In Brentwood, they said light shaking, and it shook for about 10 to 15 seconds, so that's longer. Here's Big Bar, Trinity River Canyon. Very weak shaking. Live in a fifth wheel by Trinity River, not on platform, so very susceptible to feeling quakes. Felt another smaller one 35 minutes ago. Was lying down both times. So anyway, you can go here and look at the comments. Here's someone in, okay, here's one from Livermore, right where it was. Moderate shaking. First sounded like someone slammed the door very hard, followed by a rolling movement of the ground with window shaking lasted several seconds. Wow. Here's in Dublin, California. Thought my son hit the garage door as he was backing out of the garage. No, it wasn't that. Here's one at Discovery Bay. They were at home, moderate shaking, sitting at my computer working, felt a hard jolt and then rolling for 10 plus seconds. Windows rattled, plate on my desk moved 3 feet with the jolt. Cats bolted in the house. Palo Alto, California, on second floor of hospital and could feel vibration. So, man, look at all these reports. Hundreds and hundreds of reports. So, there you go. Interesting. So there's that. That's the big news of the day. And they've had some aftershocks too. So we'll be watching to see if they have any more in this area. Next, let's come on down. Here's a 1.5 at Pinnacles and a 1.0 at Pinnacles. So the San Andreas fault line comes right down through here. Here's a little, now it dropped off, and so here it comes back on the map. Then it drops off as it goes through LA. But we know it comes right through here and then picks up down here. Here's where the Imperial, it picks up as the Imperial fault line here. Oh look, here's a new one. This just came in, a 2.3 near Puebla, Baja. That came in at 7:28. So, not counting the event area, we've got, are you kidding, only 16? Only 16 in Southern California today. So it seems to me that pressure is building with only 16. Normally we have at least 20, 30, sometimes 40 or 50. So only 16 is like, are you kidding? Let's see what's 2.5 or higher down here. Nothing. They're all small. 16. Just, and you can see them all just peppered around. Let's see what some of the larger ones are. We got that one. 1.2 Nyland down here. That's in the Salton Sea. Oh man, my voice has given out. Anyway, so now let's move to the event area and look at that. So here it is, and I have it here too. There it is. That's the complete event area. 674 right now. There were 727 this morning. Now we've had, let's look at this one. There was a 4.4 at Coso Junction. That just came in since I started the show. That came in at 7:29, so that's a larger one. We've been seeing, let's go to 2.5 magnitude. See, most of them were 2s and 3s here. So that's a higher magnitude one, 4.4. and then right after that was a 2.7. So let's see. Here's a 4.5 that came in at Ridgecrest at 1:13 this afternoon. So it looks like we're getting some larger ones today. So they're not done down here. I mean, 700 and something earthquakes. That's a lot of activity still. Here's a 3.8 at Searles Valley. That was at 7:47 last night. So that one's about to come off the map. So they're coming in as fast as they come off the map. So this is day 12 since all this started. Here's one, 2.2 at Olancha. See, it's a little bit further up than the cluster. Here's a 1.4 at Kernville. Here's Johannesburg, California City. So we were seeing, so this cluster that we were seeing at Johannesburg and California City, that's kind of slowing down. And so now we're seeing a lot clustering up here at Coso Junction and spreading out. It's like the magma is moving, but it, you know, there's this rift and things are splitting apart. So who knows what's going to happen there. See all these red dots? They've just come in. Here's a 3.0 that just came in at, that was at 6:47. So these are the recent ones, the red ones. So let's zoom out and see if anything else came in we need to look at. Okay, that's at the geysers. Those are small, 1.2 and 1.3. Alright, so we got that one in Baja. Uh-oh, looky. Here's a new one. This is on a red line. 4.7 near Viscoy Island, South Georgia, and the South Sandwich Islands. This came in at 6:58 p.m. just now. Right on that red line. I think that's it. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. So, I'm telling you people, time is so short. If you're on the fence about anything, you really need to get off the fence now. If you're going to. Because the train has left the station and it's last call. So, I love everyone. So God bless you. And I'll talk to you real soon. Go in peace and good night.